Hello everyone, it's Evan from the Trade Risk. It's Tuesday, September 23rd, and I'm here with my midweek update. So we'll jump right in with the SPY here, and we can see that today was a pretty poor day for the bulls. We did definitively break below this range that we've been in for about a month now, and it is important to note though that this is the SPY ETF that tracks the S&P 500. Now, if we were to look at the cash markets, you can see that we actually have not broken down below support. We're sort of retesting the lows that we made in mid-September right now at 1980. So keep that in mind if you are looking at the SPY ETF. The charts do look a slightly more bearish just due to the fact that it did go ex-dividend this past Friday for about $1. So that's pretty important to know actually. So regardless of that, whether or not you're looking at the SPY or the cash market, you can see that today clearly wasn't a good day for the bulls. We've basically given back really what we made in progress last week. So, all things considered, not a whole lot of damage has happened. We've really just went from the top of the range to the bottom of the range really quick. We'll have to see if we do see further follow through below 1980. I think if we definitively start breaking down below this 1980 level, we are we're potentially in for some quicker, even further downside follow through, because there's not a whole lot of support back here until really 1910 or the August lows, and there's not a whole lot in between. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. We'll get into some individual setups in a moment. I have been seeing more short setups on my nightly screens than I have in a long time. So I do still see some pockets of strength. I do still see some long setups out there, but they are fewer in between for sure. So let's jump into some of the metals first. Gold. This one obviously in the past month has not been doing too well. We're at almost at multi-year lows down at this 115 level. It's not quite performing as bad as silver, which is now broken down below multi-year support. But both of these obviously are trading. Definitely have some selling pressure as of recently. So both aren't looking too healthy. I wouldn't really want to be a bull in these markets at this point. So we'll have to keep an eye on them going forward. Now getting into some stocks, let's start with Apple, which had a really nice day today given the market. It's back to the top of this recent range. It did engulf, really the past 3-4 candlesticks, and it made a new high here for over the past 2 trading weeks, a new closing high, 2-week high. So Apple looks good. We really want to see it get back above this 103, take out the previous all-time highs here. It did digest. It had some time to digest in here. I don't know if it's enough or if this will just lead to a false breakout. I think a lot of this will depend on how the market holds up over the past, and as long as see if the market can sort of catch its footing where it is right now. But I do like Apple. I do have some. And I'm looking for some further upside, hopefully, into the end of the week. Next is Facebook, which also had a real nice day today. New all-time closing high. Reclaim this rising channel that it was in after getting shaken out back on the 15th of September. So Facebook looks good here. We want to see if it can get a more definitive close higher. Hopefully, get into these 80s and really reclaim its leader status and try and support this market. But for now, Facebook looked great, so we'll want to keep an eye out for the rest of the week. Google's the next one I want to look at, and Google's one that I did try and aggressively get long here this past Friday. Half-size position I knew I was chasing, but I was hoping to see some gap up on Monday after breaking out above this $600 level. We didn't get it. Monday, I quickly stopped myself out. I just took a small loss in it, and then today you can see we had some more follow through to the downside. Not really damaging by any stretch. Google's just kind of hanging out in this range here, so there's not too much to worry. It's really sort of just waiting for that move. So we'll have to watch this $600 level, and then the bottom end of the range here at 570. I don't think there's too much to do in between. Next, let's look at Netflix. Netflix, this was one that I was really looking to short here. I tried to short it in here. I just got frustrated, got tired, and I just stopped myself out. Real small loss. And I really wanted to get short again below this 455 level. It happened so quick yesterday, I didn't get to get on board of this short. So unfortunately, I'm not in this position. We had a small bounce today, but overall looking pretty weak. There's not real support in here until about 420, which are the lows from July. So it's potentially forming this double top type of pattern here back from July and now from earlier in this month. So we'll keep an eye on Netflix. It really needs to get back above 450. Really needs to take out the 460 high that it put in just last week to start to shape up a little bit. So we'll see how that one looks going forward. Next is Tesla. This is another weak one. 250 is the level that it really needs to try and hold here. You can see it's at the bottom end of this rising channel, and it's pretty sloppy action. This candle, obviously, back on the 15th was the real big breakdown. You can see we got a 3-day bounce, broke down again. It's trying to hold here. I think the bulls really sort of need to hold this level if they want to prevent some further corrective action, and then potentially, if we do see further downside, maybe the May lows eventually come into play. At this point, I'm not predicting that at all. I'm definitely giving Tesla still the benefit of the doubt. Longer term charts, this thing's still really strong. I wouldn't really be looking to short it, but again, if it loses 250, it's tough to want to buy it right there either. Next, we'll look at some setups going forward. Hess, here's one that I posted this yesterday. I am short Hess on this breakdown. You can see it was basing in here for a few months. Broke below this $97 level, 97 and a quarter support. I did take some short. I'll continue to hold it until, basically as long as it can stay below this 97.50 level. I'll continue to try and hold this as a short. But it's had a great run. I mean, if you zoom out, 2014 has been a monster for Hess. So we'll just see if it can really put in a healthy retracement, and we'll see how that goes. Next is EMC. This is one that I think a lot of us have been watching on this $30 level. Plays a pretty significant key level here when you start to zoom out. Weekly chart, you can see the importance of it, and really the monthly chart going all the way back to 2008, 7, 8. You can see. This $30 level is quite a big level here, and if it could clear 30, it's got some clear sailing ahead of it. So not really a super high beta mover, but it's certainly been quiet for years, and I think above 30 could really start to get going. So keep that on your watch. Next is another one I jumped into yesterday, Faux, kind of an under the radar name. I jumped in this yesterday on this breakout here, this breakout candle from this about a 10-month range. You can see today had some real nice follow through. I like the candle today a lot, and I continue to own some. Tempted to add. I would have added had the market not been so dicey. So I kept my just initial position on here, and I'll look for this hopefully to continue to work in my favor. But watch for that. VIPs, here's one that was performing well for a while now, certainly all of this year. It's been consolidating recently, and it could be ready to start to move again here. I think it's getting close to kind of breaking this descending trend line here. So I think above 210 or so, you might be able to get a trade out of it. Maybe 215 if you want to be, have a little more confirmation. But keep an eye on VIPs. It's been a pretty nice mover over the past year. Baba, here's our new Alibaba IPO, which is not that exciting, especially if you can't get any short, especially if you can't get any stock to hold short, because it's just been kind of dripping lower here. Had a nice exciting pop right out of the gate up to almost $100, quickly gave it back, and then we've just been sort of stair-stepping lower. So keep an eye on this. It needs to prove itself, and at this point it just hasn't done that at all. I mean, I think really above 90.50 is sort of where it would probably get interesting, and because it's an IPO, it's super volatile, and it can have some pretty explosive moves. So keep it on your watch. It could turn into something, but for now it's not showing me too much. Here's another one I posted yesterday. Let's jump back to a daily chart. VIAB, Viacom. This one here broke below this $79 level. I had this flagged. Unfortunately, I didn't get the breakdown today just because it happened so fast out of the gate. But this one was basing for a while. It's broken down here. There's a nice big gap right here. Maybe it wants to fill it. Keep it. Keep a watch on this one. I'm not in it right now. Probably not going to chase it. We'll have to see how it goes. Maybe if it goes sideways a little bit, gives me another setup, I might get into it. Let's see. Pandora's. Here's another one. We had this nice bar back on Tuesday where we kind of went from the bottom to the top of this range here, and I thought, given a bar like that, you want to see some follow through. You expect to see some follow through, really, but you can see in Pandora we really just kind of stair step lower after that bar. And you can see we're threatening to break down to this little triangle here. So, Pandora really could be a short below this $25, $24.50 level. It's been in a downtrend for most of 2014. And maybe it's got some more downside in it before potentially reversing this longer term, larger uptrend. So keep that on watch. Pandora, could be a nice trade right there. Finally, we'll end with Halo. Here's one that's just been basing out for some time. Nothing special at this point. It's on my radar. I'd like to see it reclaim kind of $10, get above 10 and a quarter. Might be worth a good trade to the upside, but fill this gap. But for now, not too much, just kind of lingering here. It was green today despite some weakness, so it could be worth a look here in the near future. So that's all I have for today. Kind of a tricky market. There are things that are working. There are things that are not working. So I think stock selection right now is very important, as it always is. But keep a watch on this 1980 level into tomorrow. Let's see if the bulls can defend the bottom end of this range. Hopefully try and break us back above into this range here. Otherwise, it could spell some trouble here in the near term at least. So thanks for watching. Good luck trading, and I'll catch you next time.